Seattle's contribution to popular music is undisputed. You know the names, from Hendrix to Hart, Pearl Jam, Macklemore, and many, many more in between. In this series, we're going to examine Seattle's music community, in depth with unique performances, with interviews, and much, much more. We're also going to find out what makes Seattle, Seattle, and what makes this city on the shores of the Puget Sound one of the best places on the planet for music. Welcome to Sounds by the Sound.
Let's rock and roll.
Hi, I'm Andy Harms, and welcome to another episode of Sounds by the Sound. Now, not every city has an entire city underneath it, but the city of Seattle absolutely does. And the Seattle Underground Tour takes you on an extensive tour of that city. Now, why is there an entire city underneath the real deal city? That's why we're taking the tour, so we can find out a little bit later. In today's episode, we're going to introduce you to a band called Deep Sea Diver. Now, Deep Sea Diver is fronted by a woman named Jessica Dobson. She used to play bands like the Shins. She played with Beck. She was a guitar player for the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. She's kind of done it all in that world. Now she's focusing on this band, Deep Sea Diver. We're going to meet up with Jessica and her husband, Peter, who's the drummer in Deep Sea Diver. We're going to talk to them about the entire city. We're also going to have Jessica perform solo in this super cool place called the I-5 Colonnade Mountain Bike Park. We're also going to introduce you to a band called the Black Whales. They're going to perform from Seattle's famed Gasworks Park. It used to be owned by the gas company, so there's giant rusted out old gas structures right in the middle of it. I know it sounds weird, but it's also extremely beautiful. You'll see what we're talking about. Let's get started right now with a performance from Deep Sea Diver right here on Sounds by the Sound.
This song is called Creatures of Comfort. Crawl around them when I should be running wild. Am I on with no grip to hold? Am I on? Whoa. Am I on? Whoa. I'm in my
It is the I-5 Colonnade mountain bike park right here in Seattle, Washington, with Peter and Jessica from the band Deep Sea Diver. Hi.
Hello.
Have you ever played any place remotely close to where we are right now?
Actually, well, when I was a kid, I would take my guitar to skate parks. So, like, remotely like this, under like concrete slabs, but never under a freeway.
Sure.
Yeah.
How about you, Peter?
I don't think I ever have. This is a first.
Cool.
And though I didn't play, so
Yeah, he
I
was
still
just my
don't have
moral
a first.
support for my solo
It was
set.
my first time being moral support for an artist underneath a freeway.
There you go. And me too. Absolutely. When did Deep Sea Diver become kind of like the main focus for you?
Around the time that we put out the first record, History Speaks, and I was still touring with Shins.
Yeah.
And towards the end of the tour, like, you know, when it was amazing that we got to tour on History Speaks. We actually got to go out with the Shins too, which was like a huge boost and just very fun
Yeah,
to play
absolutely.
like 2 shows a night.
Sure.
Anyways, as that tour wound down, it was very clear to me that it was time to like either I continue to play with other people or take stock in what I do and with Peter and like go for it 100%. So I haven't played with anybody like that since. You know, I'll record on people's records or things that don't require, you know, 2 years of my life to do.
Is there any other artists in Seattle, whether or not it's musicians that have helped you guys out along the way, or maybe someone that helps out with kind of album art or things along those lines, helps with any video stuff?
Musically, we became friends with Brian John Appleby kind of around the time of Dobe. And we went our very first tour as this incarnation of Deep Sea Diver, which was like 2011 and on. But there's 2 of us that aren't here right now. We kind of went on tour with them without really knowing them very well. I knew one person in the band, and it's so interesting to us how like it was that tour. At the end of it, I think there was a few people at this house show we played. You know, not a glamorous thing, it's just a house show at the end of a tour.
Yeah.
Just from this one little house show, that's where everything sparked, or
Okay.
at least started
Cool.
to spread.
Awesome. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for hanging out with us again at the I-5
Yeah.
Colonnade, this mountain bike park
The
turned.
sun just came out.
Yeah, it's beautiful. When we get back, we'll go on Seattle's underground tour and learn all about the history of the city underneath the city of Seattle. Also, we will see the Black Whales, the first performance from Gasworks Park. You're watching Sounds by the Sound. Whenever you come to Seattle, there's that list of things that you have to do, whether or not it's go to the Space Needle or go to Pike Place Market. On that list is the Seattle Underground Tour, and we have the man from the Seattle Underground Tour right here, Clay. Nice to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you.
There's a lot of history behind what's going on in here, though.
Right.
And it's certainly a vital part of kind of how everything up there got started. What happened with down here happened first, and that's what we're going to kind of investigate.
Right, yeah, we'll check it out.
Okay, so where are we at right now?
Okay, right over here is the old logging road.
Okay.
So that's how Seattle made the money in the beginning,
Sure.
logging town. Over here, there was a bluff with timber on top. Loggers took logs and they embedded them into this street all the way down.
Wow.
Until it got to the mill. And then they would chop trees, skid them down the hill, over the logs, to the mill. They called this Skid Road.
Wow. Is that where the term Skid
Yeah,
Row came
this is
from?
where it comes from. Now, before the Great Fire of 1889, buildings were made out of wood, sidewalks were made out of wood.
Sure.
They used sawdust from the mill to fill potholes in the street.
Oh, wow.
After the Great Fire of 1889, they decided that was a bad idea.
Yeah, I would
some
imagine
reason.
so.
4 blocks to the north, right about here, there was a cabinet maker shop.
Okay.
June 6th, 1889. Inside the shop on that day, a very unfortunate apprentice. He was melting down a brick of glue into a metal pot over an open flame. 2:15 p.m., he forgot about it. So it boiled over, it caught on fire, he burned the town down. Should we go to the tunnels?
Yeah, you show me. You lead the way. This is your party, man.
Here we go.
Okay, so we are on the other side of where the windows were. That would have been inside the building. We're outside of the
We're
building.
outside.
This is the retaining wall.
This is the street.
Skid Row's up there.
Yeah, this is Skid Row itself. You got a new sidewalk above your head, and you have the old sidewalk level below your feet.
Okay.
Or beneath a skylight. This Swede, the young apprentice, he burns the town down. A few days later, they raise buildings in the middle of each block.
Okay.
At the same time, they raise streets up. And then you bridge the gap between the two things with a new sidewalk. Every 5 feet or so, you add a skylight. So this was the primary source of light in the tunnels
Oh, that makes sense.
for 20 years.
Yeah. Right now, we're going to go to Gasworks Park, which is a former gas plant that's been converted to a beautiful park with amazing panoramic views of both Lake Union and Seattle's downtown skyline. There, we'll see a unique performance from Black Whales, a 5-piece psych pop band who just released their latest album, Through the Prism Gently. Here it is.
This song's called The Warm Parade. We wrote it about 2 years ago, and it has to do with themes of hallucination and sleep deprivation. Here it goes. Back in the warm parade is where I wish I could stay. I was alone and so I was an easy one. Yeah, it's a crying shame. The day when the summer ends, I was a native drum out in the wind, but I feel a lightness coming. I feel a lightness coming. I am an only son from out where the wind comes from. Back in the warm parade, it's where I wish I could stay. I was a rolling stone back when my hair was long in my native town. Yeah, I couldn't say it, but I feel a lightness coming. I feel a lightness coming. I feel a lightness coming. Ooh, I feel a lightness coming. 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 Ooh, I feel a lightness coming. I feel a lightness
We want to thank everybody who helped out with the episode today. Right now, the Black Whales are going to leave us with one more performance. You're watching Sounds by the Sound. Thanks for being here.
This song's called Avalon, and it's about the letters A through L and also the numbers 1 through 9. Here we are tonight, calling on the ghost, out where the light in the stars. Avalon, 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 yeah.